Over the past year, German audio firm Sennheiser has gone big on digital marketing. Be it ads on social media or engaging influencers to talk about its gadgets, online campaigns have become a staple in reaching a key market, the millennials.
For the millennials, connectivity is most probably their key essential of their daily life. They are born into this generation of streaming, live streaming, social media, online platforms, etc. There is an upsurge of about 20 to 30% in terms of our marketing budget towards this platform.
Sennheiser is building brand awareness and product knowledge via videos and blogs to drive millennial spending. So far, the firm's innovations on design, battery life and wireless technology have been a hit for this age group.
At least 5 to 8 hours a day, they will be constantly plugged in, go online, and they will find out exactly which are the products that suit them, suit their lifestyle.
Born in the years separating the analog and digital era, millennials are those aged over 20 to 40 years old. Also called Generation Y, they form the biggest age group of over 2.3 billion globally. By 2025, it's estimated that 75% of the global workforce will be represented by millennials. And as they earn more, their spending will rise by over 15% in the next 5 years.
It's become the most powerful consumer force on the planet. And whether you're a corporate or an investor who's focused on future growth, then we think it certainly makes a lot of sense to align with millennials rather than some of the other generations.
In the past 5 years, Goldman Sachs Asset Management has formulated a portfolio strategy that draws inspiration from the lifestyle and spending patterns of millennials.
The companies that are aligning their earnings with millennials were benefiting more from better growth and outperforming their peers. We try to understand not just how these businesses will look like in the next 1 to 2 years, but really over the medium to long term, over the next 5, 6 years. How large will that market be? What percentage of market share can that business have? And what valuation should those businesses be trading at?
As of end January, the Goldman Sachs Global Millennials Equity Portfolio had a total fund asset of $1.7 billion. Amazon, Alphabet and Facebook are among the fund's top 10 holdings, which account for over 35% of total portfolio.
It's a demographic strategy, right? So that means that we have the flexibility to invest across sectors and themes in search of the best growth at the best prices at any point in time. But also at the same time, this theme will evolve as millennials progress through different stages of their lives and have different demands for different types of products.
Understanding the behavior and social media habits of this age group will be crucial for firms wanting to cash in on the millennial effect.
Majority of millennials are now on Instagram. And because of that, they aspire to be a lot like the people that they follow. The average time that somebody in Singapore, young in Singapore, spends on Instagram is possibly within 40 minutes to 120 minutes, which is a long time, to be genuinely honest. I think if you go to the other markets like Indonesia, or even Philippines, or even Thailand, I think that's where that goes up from 60 minutes to 180 minutes.
Gush Cloud International is a digital talent agency that represents 250 influencers globally and works with brands in their digital campaigns. From just 2% of annual budget in the past, it says firms now allocate 7 to 10% spend on influencer marketing.
I think it will take up a major chunk as the years go by. I think that brands will also become more strategic and more intelligent in the way that they choose their influencers to work with. We do think that live commerce and social commerce with influencers will be quite the way forward in the next decade.
For fintech firm Hula, it's helping retailers like Sennheiser tap into the Asian millennial segment through an installment payment service.
We allow consumers to buy upfront have one payment and then have the rest of the payments split over a predefined period of time at no extra cost. There's no interest, no hidden fees, no transactional costs. On the merchant fronts, what we actually do for them is actually drive their business volume. We bring in new market segments that they potentially couldn't tap into.
Hula is available in over 2,800 stores in Singapore, Hong Kong and Malaysia. Over the past year, the platform has seen tremendous growth in user base, transaction volumes and top-line sales.
If you look at millennials, we have seen a trend of them moving away from traditional credit financing to actually debit financing. They really want transparency and want to be in control, both of their personal finances and also how they're spending.
Hula says the popular segments for millennials have shifted amid the pandemic. From fashion and fast-moving consumer goods, they're now more into skincare, home decor, home electronics and sportswear. But beyond the changing preferences, the spillover effect of millennial behaviours into other age groups will be important for businesses.
The younger generation below the millennials, and they actually exhibit a lot of the same behaviors as millennials, and whether that's the use of social media, gaming, how much they care about the environment. And so it really just demonstrates the power and the effect that they have had on the world, not only from a lifestyle perspective, but also economically, just given how many different unique behaviors and technologies they've catalyzed.